Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
Hey, what's going on? This is Inflewence, and today I got 85 MX-5 Dante from X-Transbots. And this is their version of Inferno. And you know Dante's Inferno, a little play. You know, I read that book in college. But anyway, I must say this is, I think, my favorite X-Transbots figure. It's crazy to me because this figure is built well, has great features, it has great accessories, of course. This is the ideal for me of Masterpiece Transformers. Like, this was, I know this is an old mold, and I think that's part of why it's so good. Because or so good to me, I should say. I know a lot of people are still on the tune accuracy, and yes, it comes in vehicle mode, so that's why I'm starting in vehicle mode. I will go back and forth, so in case anybody needs it out there. I know this is it's a newer release, but it's old mold. They just re-released it. But I was saying, this is a perfect mix of cartoon and real world to me. That's the caveat. But with that said, I mean, I love it. I love that the truck mode has a bunch of features and a bunch of things that I would think is on real. I don't know much about fire trucks, but I mean, they look like they would be on fire trucks. Vehicle mode overview. There's a lot you can do with this guy. So first, these things you have, you know, the stuff that I assume are really on, like maybe high power fire trucks that have the high power hose, like this is supposed to. And it just stabilizes the truck so it doesn't move because it is on wheels. So I mean, you can't have brakes on. Probably most of the people are outside of the truck, so you put it in park, put these stabilizers on, and then you can have high powered whatever without it moving, similar to the bucket trucks that the electric company uses. I've seen those with the, you know, with the stabilizers. So that's a cool thing. And these are just on ball joints. They will come off, but they're easy to put on, and they just pull out like that. So I'm just going to put them back in. These pull out not as much. They only go out about that far. You can just put these up. To pull this out, you gotta use this little thing right here, and it's better because if you pull it by this is gonna come off every time. I mean, so the ladder's on ratchets, and also the ladder pulls out, goes out about that far. Oh no, goes out farther. So you can see the ladder's pretty far. It goes pretty high. You can see that. I don't know. I just pulled this out of here like this. I'm not sure if it's supposed to. I didn't see anything in the instructions, but it's easy to get out. Just be careful so you don't break anything. But this is for this accessory. Just one of them. One of things this accessory uses. But then you can put it in there like that, and it looks like it's spraying water. And this accessory is in two parts as well. I don't know why. I'm not sure if you can just put this in somewhere, but you have that. Take this off. What comes on it is this one. Now this one that's on, I'll stick this back on, and I just put it in like that, and it goes in. Now this one has a little hole in it, and I believe it's for the gun. I'm not sure, to tell you the truth, but it fits perfect. So I think that's what it's for. I looked through the directions, but I couldn't really find anything. That's what it does. So accessories, we'll get right into accessories. You got a different head, and I showed the head that comes on him, but this head is a different helmet, and then you have a face. I'm not sure if I never tried to put the face on here. I kind of like this face better because it's more emotion. and you just stick this off. I don't know if you can interchange the faces with the helmets, but the helmets are definitely different. So I'll show that on the next go round. You get these fire pieces, these kind of diorama, I guess. They just sit up like this on the table. So it just looks like you could probably make it look like it's a fire. I think that's cool. X-Transbots always give a lot of accessories, which I think is one of their strong points, even if you don't use them. You got a tech spec card, of course. You have this, I already showed it. It's the hose thing that you can put on there. And you have instructions that weren't that great, but I think all instructions suck anyway. Then you have the gun that's cast black. It's pretty nice though. I like it. Looks like a rail was added, kind of, you know, two-piece. I don't know if it is two-piece, but it makes it look like it's two-piece, so it looks like it's like an attachment or something. I do rather like that gun. And you have the box, long box, wine box, I call it when I looked at it, and it's normal X-Transbots box. Just stuff on the tech specs on the back with all of their bots going on. I think I'm gonna buy their grapple just to complete the set because I like it. I like this way better than Takar's, and I will compare them later. I don't have an Inferno. This is my Inferno now. So, and just look at those details. I know I'm getting a lot into the truck, but there's a lot here. You can take these off. There are some parts forming parts. I'm gonna take this off now. You take that off. You need to take it off in order to transform him. Take this off. But I think it's cool that they put that on, and it kind of, they give leeway to make it more G1. The door's open, if you were wondering, and there's seats in there, and the seats move, which is crazy to me. Like, they move up like you're going to sit in the back, and then you, I guess maybe it's for transformation, but yeah, it's like full seats in the dashboard in there with a steering wheel. Let's open this. So I believe you could probably fit somebody in there. I don't know. I don't have anybody right now. But yeah, you see that full, looks like a fire truck. I mean, fire trucks that I've seen anyway. So let's just get into transformation so we can go over the robot. You take this off and it goes. This is probably the most flimsy part of this that kind of scares me, because this is a lot of torque being put on these parts, and the ratchet is crazy strong. So once you get that out of here like this, then you can start with the legs. Well, I start with the arms. Kind of move this. There's a little piece right here. There's a lot of little pieces that you can move and pull out and push down and all of that. I think this wasn't up. This should have been down. And that's what I mean. Like, there's a lot of little pieces that make it something. So push that up, pull this out of here. It has a tab right there, tabbed in. Might as well move this now. You move that around, and then it's gonna fit around here. Do the same thing over here. Move that, push this up, move this around now. You won't really forget, but just in case. Move that around like that. Now move this back here, and now you have the arms, and you move that kind of up. And then I like to just move this all the way down. It's the torso, and it comes in and connects there. So then you free all this up, and you can start to work on all of this. Split these legs right here. Now this whole thing is the foot, so you want to kind of move it like that because it's pegged on right here, and move that out and down, and then you get some room to work. So then what you want to do is move this down here You flip that around there, flip this around here. It does get difficult. And then you push the tires up. Then you can move this down like that and situate wherever. Same thing over here. You move this. This is kind of like blocking this from going in and keeping all of this solidified. So then you just move this down here. It just moves that little bit. Then you move this. This one's looser. And you push that up. Kind of makes it flush. So it becomes the bottom of the foot. And then you can pull that out right there, that peg. Move it all the way down, then move it around. And there you are. You really got the feet. So then you want to move this around here, and this goes into the side here. Then you can move this up and move this all the way up. And then there's a tab right here that tabs into this little tab hole right there. Make sure it's got to be exactly right. Then you can move this over and it goes into here like that. And you got a leg done. Then over here, do the same thing. Move this around. This goes in. This, you gotta make sure this is flat. This one on this side is a little messed up. Like it doesn't stay flat for some reason. I don't know why, but it makes it hard to get this piece in because you gotta make sure it's flat. There you go. Now you push it down. Move this back up. Move this up here. Tab that into there. That stays pretty nice. And you move that and make sure everything is good. Kind of move it down. Yeah, I think everything is wonderful. Now you want to move these arms out. I kind of move, you can move these any way you want. It's just the mirrors. They just clip on. They can come off at times, but it's not a big deal. Then you open. I just open the doors because it's easier. It'll open on its own, but you're going to move these out and you got to turn them at the same time. It's really tight in here, so you just got to, you know, one of X-Transbot specials where you just moving stuff around. It's really tight and it's hard to get back, but you want to move it. Let me show it this way. Now you can see how tight it is in that space. You kind of want to move it like that. And you're moving it around this stuff and this part moves. So then you move that and you can close that after and then bring the arm down. We can situate that arm later. Do the same thing over here. I'll move that over, put that in, situate that arm later. Now I can move this back just to get it out of the way. Take care of these arms. The fist moves. You can move the fist. There's a little ladder or a little piece right here that on the truck it sticks out. But on here you're supposed to put it in. And I think it was already in on that arm, but over here I'll show you. And here is on this arm, it's like that, but then you can just move it in like that in order to make it flat. And also this tab right here, you want to push it to make it flat, to make it more cohesive over here. And I think that's nice. That's like a nice touch for them. You can move the arms around. Now we're going to get this head together. So first you want to move this out like that and back. And then you pull this out of here. There's a little tab there that tabs in, kind of keeps it solidified. Move that out. Now you want to move this all the way around. And again, you're moving it around this, which I don't really like, but it's the only way you can do it. So then we're going to get this together, which is the headpiece. Just move this out here. It's tabbed on by these two like friction tabs. Move that out. Pull this up here. Move the head around. And then you fold this over like that, and fold this over and put it all the way down. And then you can move this back up and snap it back together. It should fit. Oh, it'll fit if you had this correct. Like this has to be flat like that because this goes all the way down on his back. There you go. So then you do that, and these are out like that, but you can just flatten them, put them in, and you can move this. This has gotten loose because it's a screw. So when you're moving it back and forth, it gets unscrewed, of course. And then you move this down, and that's like the final position. Now with this, you want to move this all the way down. You move this all the way up. And again, the ratchet is tight. That's a gripe. Super tight. So you kind of do both of them at the same time. You move this down here. Now this, you want to unclamp from the actual head and have it like that. And then you spin this around here. Then you spring this down here and flip this around. Trying to show it. Spin it down, flip this around here, and then there's spaces on each side. You see that space right there? These kind of go into that space. So it's like this, and you have these little side things that stick out on this, and they kind of go in that space. Keep that in that space, and then kind of get this situated. Push it in there, and then push that in there like that. It should fit, and then you can get this in. And I don't know what happened to the mirror. Be careful, those mirrors can come off. They will come off. Not can, they will come off. You put that there. See if I can find that mirror. So just be careful with that. Put that back on. Then do the finishing touches. Move this up here like that. Move this down here like that. You can put these back on the legs. You know, parts, a little bit parts forming, but I'm not mad at that. Like, and you can tell it only goes on one way, so you can tell. But here we go. Here's the robot mode, which looks great. His gun can go in his hand. Normal Masterpiece way. How you do his fist, or I should say his barrel that spurts water. I'm used to having that out, so you can open this up right here. I think it's pretty cool. It doesn't work the greatest, but it's a cool idea, and I like that they did something different. Let me try to get this out. Of course it's going to give me hell right now. All right, open that up. You can see it in there. You can pull it out. You kind of pull it out, and it comes up on this joint, and then you can push it up all the way, the rest of the way. Then you can move this in here. If it's not fitting, move the fist around like that, and then put it in. It should fit flush. And then you can close it, and now he has his hand. And I think that's cool. It does it on both sides, so it's great. And here's the 360. I mean, I think the biggest gripe of people was that they didn't hide that, because Takar did. However, I think this is a great, move these down too. They go in kind of like the back. But yeah, I think it's a great figure. I think it looks great. I love the real world combined with the tune. Like, it's still at tune accurate enough for me, but it just has the real world. This whole cab is die cast. in case you're wondering. The feet are die cast, so it's pretty hefty. And yeah, that's it for the 360. So let's compare him to Takara's version or Takara's mold, and that's, yeah, I like that way better. I understand it might be out of proportion with your scale, but I think that scale is better to me. I just do. And here's Prime next to him. And to me, that's just more, I don't know, that's more in what I feel like Inferno was. I think Inferno was like Ironhide, and the Ironhide as well. And again, it might not be in scale, but I like the scale and I like the look. I like how all this stuff more better than these legs. Like, they're clean, but I just, you know, I don't know, just the chest, everything. Let's get his head sculpt up close. And you can see, let me show different heads. So you can see how the crowns are different and the facial expressions are different. I'm not sure if you can take off. Let me see. So you can put this face that came on him on this helmet if you want on the extra helmet. Oh yeah, wait, let me make sure. yeah, you can do it. So I switched the faces. And actually, I don't know, I might like this helmet better. I don't know what's more accurate. Yeah, I switched the faces and I'm gonna put the old helmet back on. You got this right here. Again, this is loose, but it's on a screw, so you can just tighten that screw. It got loose from twisting around, but this little gun thing you can move around. I don't know if this goes in here. Can this go in here? No, I thought this could go in. I guess maybe it goes in the gun. No, it doesn't go in the gun either. So that's kind of sad. I thought this would go into one of the accessories, but I guess not. Head wise, you can go down about this much. Goes up a lot, that much, and you can get the 360. No side to side because it's on a hinge. And this part doesn't move at all. It's just fixed normally, as normal. Arms on nice ratchets that go around. I like where the teeth are on the ratchets. I don't know if it's needed, but it's fine. You got a butterfly in and out. So I think it's great. Their articulation is great. You got a ratchet up, which gets you 90 degrees up. It doesn't go any more. You got bicep swivel right here. You got a double jointed elbow that gets you full everything. Let me take this out because and put the fist in. That's how I'm gonna have it. Well, I'm gonna have to transform it back. But hands go spin around, fingers open. First finger has 2 knuckles. Second finger, wait, 3 knuckles. Let me see. Yeah, first finger has all 3 knuckles. The third, fourth, and fifth finger have just the 1 knuckle at the bottom, and it has the grippy hands. And you have a thumb that's on a ball joint. Same articulation over there for the arms. Move these out the way. Waist, you can get all the way around. This stuff is in the way a little bit, but you can make it around the skirts. Ab crunch, no ab crunch. Full splits, which is great. You get the skirts individual on each side, and you can hear the ratchets. And you can do the hurdle. No, not full hurdles, but he goes pretty well, and you gotta get it out a little bit. That is in the way. It's not bad. It's not bad. Knee get you 90. It seemed to have a double joint in there, but I can't tell. No, it doesn't. It just has that one single joint. So you can always move that out the way and get more if you put it back. But straight up, it's just 90. Thigh swivel built in up here. Feet, pretty well articulated. Point the toe down like that. Point the toe up like that. You can move it. It has a few joints, so you can move it down or up. Move it down like that, so you can get it more, or up like that, so it's closer to the body, depending on the pose you're trying to get. And then you can get a full articulated rocker with a almost full out as well, just due to those extra joints. Nothing side to side though, nothing spinning around. But yeah, that calls for it. You know, you could get like crazy dynamic poses, and maybe you want to take pictures. Like, I don't know why you would pose it like that, but you know what I'm saying. Come on, man. So let's get this back into truck mode. This review is pretty long. Get this out of here like that. Only thing I don't like about this is it's not staying in. Like, let me see. I don't know if you can make it stay in, like if it stays in or if you turn it. Oh, there you go. You can turn it to make it stay in, I think. Then it should stay in. All right, so price is averted. I couldn't get it to stay in before, but now it's in. So just move that in if you have it out. Let's start from the upper body. I go backwards, just like you went forwards. So move this out of here. I unpeg, move that, move this down, unpeg that right there, because I don't want to, and then move this out of here. Get that, you got to push it down a little bit and pull it out because it's like clipped. So you got all that, and then you just unfurl this. Be careful because, again, it's a lot going on here. You just unfurl all of this, and then you can move this up here and peg that in, and you can't see that. Just unfurl all of it, peg that into there, and there you go. So then you can get this together. You can move the face around. You can move these like that. Move this down. Man, that's a lot. It's probably the hardest part. You want to pull this out of here. You can kind of like move that and then pull it out. And then a little hole, oh, for this. But anyway, move that up and ears going here. Move this back up here. All this stuff you can move out and down and all that, but move this up, but it'll probably go back in. Just don't worry about it for now. You can move this back in like this, and then move this in here, and just leave this be just around there. Now with this, you want the white part on the bottom back here. So then you move this, and you're gonna have to, you can move the doors out, but again, you're gonna have to move it around stuff and then get it situated. Make sure this clip right here is in. So you might have to move all of this around as well, but I don't know. It just depends on what pose you had it in. Then over here, do the same thing. That part is the only part that scares me because you're really moving it around stuff. Don't forget to move this out right here so So you ain't gotta do it like I'm doing it, but it's fine doing it like that. And then they go together, and these will go down. And oh man, now this came out. All right, anyway, move these up here like that. Move this side. This side is super tight. Oh, I got it this time. Move that up like that. Just some rails, you know, just to add realism. Then this goes down here. Now you're almost home free. That's another thing I like, is the transformation is not super hard. So you pull these hoses off. Move this up both sides. Then you can move this up here like this. Flip this in here. Flip that down, and you can just leave it like that. Again, move this side out. Flip this down. Flip this in. Little ladder. And leave it at that. So then you can pull these things out. Move it up, and it's going to eventually go down. Move it up. Eventually go down. Now for these feet, which aren't hard, you just got to remember how to do it. So I move this up and then move that down so I can see. And at the end, remember, you're going to have to peg it into there. So move the wheels down, flip this back out, which is quite hard. Man, that side is hard. So then you flip this. This often gets wrapped around, flipped around the wrong way, but it doesn't really matter. It's just there to keep this from flipping over, but this ain't gonna flip over, so it doesn't really matter. So then you put this up like that and squeeze it together. Should be good. So over here you do the same thing. I'll do it a little faster. This is easier anyhow. Put that down there. You flip this over. Did I speak too soon? No. There you go. Flip that over and flip this over. Just like that, and get that together. And there's a peg in there that pegs together the feet. That's the only part on the legs, I think, that peg together, because everything else holds it together. What is going on? Couldn't get it. Then you move this down. Keep these out because they'll go in later, these things. Move this down here. There's some holes right here that the fists go into. And if they're not situated the right way, the thumb shouldn't be out. You got to put the thumb so it's facing in. And then you got those. And then once that goes in, I showed over here because the other side is going to be hard. You push this like kind of, you push this down. Then you can move these in. There's enough room. Then there's a peg right here that pegs on the legs. Peg that in. Peg this in on the other side. Oh, this spun around. Make sure that's not spun around. There's enough room for it right there. That's why I wasn't going in. And there's pegs on the arms that peg into here. Little pegs. So make sure those are in. I forgot to mention that. It's never this hard. But on camera, of course it is. Because what else is going to be? Then move that down there and you see it should be flush and sticking up like that. And this one's going to be a little harder because you got to make sure you're not on top of that thing. Which I mean, what you gonna do? Put this in here like that. There we go. Get that thing in there like that. Then you're home free. Then you just want to move this back. Make sure this is pegged on here, because then these are going to go in here and peg into that. And move this up. This pegs into right there. So you do that. And I just realized, I wonder why you do move this head back. Let me move the head forward, because it covers the head. I don't know why it's back. I don't know if that's an extra step. Just, you know, sometimes they like to add extra steps just to make it seem better. Yeah, I don't think that fits. So you do have to move it around. Only thing with that is it covers up the front, but then the face is sticking out the back. So ain't nothing you can do about that. But anyway, make sure that is pegged in there. And then peg this onto here in the bottom. It's the last point that keeps everything together. These probably came out. This is what I was talking about when you can see the head. And there you have it, back to truck mode, which is great looking. Thank you for joining me. If you watched this full review, this is probably the longest review I've had in a long time. I appreciate it. And I will get up with you in another episode, another video. Peace.
You know, life ain't over. Life ain't over. Life ain't over. As long as you're alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.